gonna rock this motherfucker like.
Hey guys, what's going on? Adeptus here. I just wanted to go over my new track, Age of Darkness. Coming out soon, or it's out. I don't know when I'm going to post this, but yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so I guess we'll start from the intro because, you know, front to back. It's got a pad. I thought it sounded cool on its own. I just did some EQ, some other stuff, some reverb. Put it in the space that I wanted it to be in. And we got this guy. Yeah, you know. This is a little trick I like to do most of the time. Let's see, yeah. So this one's F sharp and this one's F. So just give it a little bit of dissonance. And you just add it like an octave up. See, it's like normal, and then with the dissonance. This gives it a little bit of extra spooky. Yeah, the build-up, there's one thing I wanted to go over. It's this guy, I think. Yeah, so this I'm just automating the velocity to go up, so that way it's like less stabby in the beginning and then more stabby as it goes closer to the build-up. There's a kick I used in bootleg that I made, just transient shaping it by 3% and then turning the pump up and clipping it a little bit. So before it sounded like this. After it sounds like this. Just wanted the click of the transient to come through and then like have the middle part duck out a little bit for the sub. And then the clap that's layered on top is just an end effect clap. With this master rack that I threw on it. This master channel rack is doing a lot. It's just turning it down, compressing it, saturation, a little bit, turning the sides up. Honestly, it was kind of an accident. I just needed the snare to sound better and I accidentally dragged this in instead of a different rack and it sounded fucking good. So, you know. And then, you know, just clipping it a little bit by 10 decibels. Just a little bit of clipping. Cutting the low end after the clipping. This is doing nothing, and that's just catching it after the EQ. Cymbals I'll go over real quick. This is just a loop of cymbals that I used in another song. Had two different cymbals changing, so it's a little bit of variation. Ride. I like to just put a little bit of hyper and dimension on my cymbals sometimes, or just something to make it stereo, so it doesn't sound so up the middle. Kind of takes up more space. This ride is another example of that. It's like completely mono. The tone filter makes it a little wider, and then I'm just shaving the transient off. Now we'll get to the fun part. So this is the main bass group. It's this high layer and this like low layer, I called it. So this high layer is just a random sample that I liked. And then you turn the rack on. So essentially it's just transient shaper that is going through a vocoder to kind of just give it like a weird texture. I don't know, it's kind of blocky sounding, I guess. OTT, kind of smash it all together. A gate to clean it up a little bit. Clean up the tail a lot, or just enough to, you know, have it dial in with the rest of the mix down. Some soothe. Just to clean up some of that sharp, scratchy sound. Valhalla Room, which is giving it a lot of that MuErTe tone. Everybody says this song sounds like MuErTe, which I get. And it's just from Valhalla Room. That kind of gives it that MuErTe sound. I feel like if I dropped another reverb on here, it would just sound different. There's also this low or mid layer. Sounds like this. And then without the rack on it. It's mostly the same. Just cutting some low end and muddy frequencies, going through an amp to distort it a bit. This disperser to kind of give it a more mid-range presence, I guess you could say. You can really tell on these three right here. Just kind of getting the mid-range to stick around a little bit longer. A little bit of reverb. Utility, bring the low end closer to the middle and turning it up a lot to compensate for that. Cutting the lows and then clean up for this to make room for this higher layer. And then G-clip. Really soft clipping. So yeah, those go to this main bass group, which is just being clipped a lot. Full softness. It's got a little bit of echo throw. This is a thing I made a while ago. It's just linked to the dry wet and this kind of reverb. And as you turn it up, it turns the output down so that way it doesn't clip super hard. And then the delay time, you just choose how long the delay is, obviously. And then I just use that to throw it. Is that kind of like weird fluttery, like that's what the sub sounds like. By itself. So yeah, I guess this is making it a little bit more staccato and dialing in where it needs to sit in the frequency spectrum. It's just a sine wavy square. It's like in between. It's like a, I don't know, like a soft cliff square, I guess. And then I was just trying out different amp settings to figure out which would help it sit in the mix better. Auto filter just to cut some of the sub out of the transitions. I don't know why this is here, but okay. I don't know why that makes it sound cleaner, but it does. All right, and then some G-clip. 20% softness. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see what's going on. And then we got like some accent or like background synths going on. Which actually sound hilarious on their own. They just sound like weird and not very good quality, but with everything in junction, it sounds fine. Yep, and then you're just basic something in the background, I assume. It's like some spooky dissonance stuff. Sweep. Spooky sweep. Part of a piano thing that I reversed and made into a sweep. This company riser that I use in like pretty much every song. Alright, and then we go into this mid section, which is like a little trap beat I made. Yep. So it's just this decap kick, because obviously I can't use a super punchy one. That would just sound dumb and bad. Little rim shot guy. Whatever this is. Oh, the same kind of rim shot from the beginning. Some cymbals. These are all just brand new ones that I dragged in, it looks like. Yeah. I just kind of made this at first. Yep, so I'm just using the frequency shifter to kind of move it around to give it some motion on the little slides, and then, you know, just kind of hitting a different pitch on each section when the slides happen. And then I just figured it needed some more accenty symbols, so I just added a bunch of random stuff. A little tam, this is like a shaker loop chopped up. A ride. I think this just goes with the kicks, yeah. Big crash again. I like to use this crash because it's like almost like white noise, like a white noise sweep, but not so harsh. Oh yeah, then the 808 is some random 808, I guess. But I just I like the way the tonality of it. Ooh, so on to the second drop. We gonna wreck this motherfucker. I'm pretty sure it's the same sample, just pitched down like an octave or something. Let's see. Yeah. So same sound, just pitched down or something warped. I don't remember what I did. Is there anything else I want to go over here? What is this? It's dope. I should have left that in. Oh well. But yeah, that's going to be it. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions about anything I went over in this video, feel free to comment down below. Peace. Hey, what's going up, guys? All right, wait.